Yo, 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 yo. Let me make sure we're recording. This is exciting. Man, we have been,
Through the ringer.
man, Stay Ready fam. This is the first ever episode of Stay Ready Supply. So we're so glad you guys are joining in with this. We've been through the ringer. Man, we just wanted to, honestly, I had a lot of anxiety like doing this. I'm not an anxious person at all. And Kayleigh will tell you like I was avoiding kind of doing this for multiple days. Not for any other reason other than I wanted to make sure it was good for you guys. And I'm very much like, Kayleigh's like, let's go, let's just do it right now. And I'm very much like, no, we need to make sure we got it all right. But I'm conquering my fear this year. So yeah, we don't even have a topic this first episode. We're just gonna share our heart for why we wanted to do this. And we're just hopeful that it's fruitful to you guys. So yeah, I'm Dom Ready, if you don't know.
And I'm Kayleigh. Some people like to jokingly call me Mrs. Ready. Do not call me that. Do not call me that.
Do not call her Mrs. Ready. Her name is Kayleigh. If you call her Mrs. Ready, she'll say, I'm Kayleigh. You know what I'm saying? So it's my wonderful, beautiful wife that is super supportive, super loyal, that loyalty on lock. Crazy work. So yeah, we're from Western Kentucky, in a city you don't know. A
city you ain't never heard of.
You ain't never heard of. So, and honestly, we just love Jesus. So, our heart is just to Stay Ready supplies way more than just some clothing thing that we decided to do. We when we created it, we were like, yo, we want Stay Ready Supply to be a place people can come and get whatever they need to stay ready in every season. And when I tell you, we've been through a lot of seasons. So we've been married, it'll be 10 years this year?
10 years. 10 years in October.
10 years, and we've been happily married for like 3. So she's looking like if that. It's crazy
that's
work.
Crazy. Probably
Crazy
more
work.
than 3.
No, it's
Probably
it's been
like
good.
5.
Probably like 5. You know what I'm saying? It's a little 5. So yeah, like I guess I would want to do on this podcast is just kind of give them some backstory on us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And let them know, like, when we met, you know, where we came from and, like, where we come from as far as our family backgrounds.
Absolutely.
And then at the end, I got the Stay Ready fam ask some questions, some cancer questions.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna jump into some of those.
So I guess where we met, high school.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Choir class.
Uh-huh.
Donovan always wanted to be a singer. I just was in the right place at the right time, I guess.
Crazy work. Yeah, I was after. She's being modest. I asked her to.
I was carrying the altos heavy.
Yes. I wouldn't call Kayleigh a singer, but she can hold a tone. Listen, we had that one time at that night of worship
because that was the Holy Spirit.
So
you know the scripture where God tells David to open your mouth and I'll speak for you. It's like that kind of thing where it's like God is like, open your mouth and I'll sing for you, because I do not sing like that
at all. So like, if no one who knows, I lead worship. So
yeah.
That's actually probably the thing I'm best at that people don't know. You know, I do a lot of rapping.
That's probably true, yeah.
And I lead worship. I love to lead worship. I had an event one time that I was leading worship at, and when I tell you, Kayleigh started singing, and it sounded angelic.
I love you, Lord.
Yeah,
like
we're gonna stop right there.
Yeah,
we're gonna stop right there.
Cut it. Edit that
out. But she was singing that song, I Love You, Lord, and it sounded so good. You know what I'm saying? So
that's actually happened twice with that exact song.
Yes.
So maybe that's the only song I can sing really well, and like Taylor Swift songs.
Yes. So crazy. So we
went to prom together.
Yeah, I asked her to prom 2 years in a row. 3, yeah.
And I said no twice.
She said no twice. But you know, your boy, I stay ready with it.
No, I had a dream, no. We were at youth group one night, and I was like, I had never like dated anybody for real. I was very much like a date to marry girl. So in high school, I didn't date like boys. Like I went
Facts.
on some dates, but I didn't just date people. And so one night at youth group, I was praying and I felt like I heard the Lord say to date Donovan. And I was like, hey, yo, I don't actually want to date Donovan. So let's cut the sound system off. We're done with prayer time. Like, let's go leave youth group right now. This is actually not what I wanted the Lord to say to me tonight. And so anyways, that like afternoon, we went home or whatever. A few days later, I was talking to my best friend who was in the same class as Donovan. And I had told her, like, oh, Donovan's asked me to prom multiple times. Like, if he asks me again, I'll say yes. And Megan said, well, I'm going to tell him to ask you again.
Shout out, Megan. You know what I'm saying? She was helping the boy out.
So and then Donovan asked me to prom, and the rest is kind of just...
The rest is
history. Yeah.
The rest is history.
We went to prom, and then we had to do a long distance relationship for a little bit because Donovan went to college.
And I was terrible at long distance. I was terrible at relationships, really.
Yeah, you kind of were.
So if you hear that noise in the background, that's our dog.
Let me help him.
Having fun. He's out here going crazy with it. But yeah, he's trying to get his bone. Oh, there he goes. So I was terrible at relationships in general, but it has a lot to do with, well, you know, we'll talk about as we do this podcast. Those will be some topics that come up where we talk about like how I was raised, how she was raised, and how those differences can kind of you know throw things in turmoil. Sure. Very quick.
So yeah, but we dated for 4 years and 26, well, like 3.5, almost 4. And then in 2016 we got married, and what was the first year of marriage like?
Bruh, the first year of marriage was so rough. When I tell you, it was so strange because when you get married, like you think that it's gonna be a certain way, meaning this. You think, oh, we're just gonna get along.
Don't ever think that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not like that you can't get along when you first get married, but I think you're taking two people from two different lives, two different ways of living, and trying to put them together to live in unity.
I think for us it's different. If you're not watching the video, you've never seen me or Donovan. I am white. Mm-hmm. Donovan is black. Mm-hmm. And so I think when we first got married, it wasn't just a clash of how each of us was raised. It was like a culture clash.
Yeah.
Like it was not just the blending of two different lives. It was the blending of two totally different cultures.
Yeah.
Do I need to take that bone away from him? You think?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not just that. It's like it was cultural shock on every level. So like how you deal with each other. Church was a huge one for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a predominantly black church, and Kayleigh grew up in a predominantly white church.
Not predominantly. Yeah. Only white.
Only white is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But she did. You know what I'm saying? So like our the way they do church is very different. Mm-hmm. The way they expect you to communicate is very different. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like African American church is way more like in your face. Like if we don't, you know, they'll come and put a napkin under your chin and be like, spit out your gum. You know what I'm saying? Where Kayleigh's church, they kind of more mind their business and kind of do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you acting foolish at an African American church, you know, they're going to call you out straight up. You know, if you acting foolish at a white church, they're more like, that's just them. You know what I'm saying?
What they do in church.
Yeah, that's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? So it was very different, and that added fuel to the flame already.
And then we were poor.
Yes.
So when we first got married, I still had 3 months left of college. We were both servers, and we literally just didn't have any money. But that's just plain and simple. We had one car, and we didn't have any money. There was a lot of clash because of how you wanted to spend your time with our one car versus how I wanted to spend my time with our one car. So yeah, just a lot of mess.
It was a lot. And too, like most people probably don't know either that I ain't really told these people a lot about myself, but I coached basketball for multiple
Oh
years.
dear. Oh dear.
She's having flashbacks already. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuinely, I'm a coach at heart. So I love to coach. It don't matter if it's basketball. I was coaching football. I was coaching basketball. I was helping with the soccer camps in town. I played soccer for years.
It's diabolical.
You know,
And
so
none of those things made any money.
No,
It was literally just like a time trap, and it made no money, and we already didn't have money.
Yeah.
So I can remember like arguing with you and like you're spending all your time coaching whenever you should be working.
Right.
Because I'm still in school.
Well, I was taking off work to go.
That's
when I
facts.
coached middle school, I coached middle school. I was taking off. I was a server, so I didn't have to work all the time. And my mindset was always like, well, I'll just pick up a shift on the weekend, right? You know what I'm saying? But if I go to work on the weekend, that means you have no car. You know what I'm saying? Or
Unless I go to work on the weekend.
right? You know what I'm saying? We were both servers at Cracker Barrel together. You
Oh,
know, so
and you were he was a shift leader.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with how Cracker Barrel works, like they take really good employees and then they try to turn those people into managers.
I was the really good employee.
And right. And so they tried to turn him into like a manager. So the first step is like making you a shift leader. And I remember being so bitter because he would like try to, hey Kayleigh, you need to clean your table. I'm like, do not speak to me. I don't want to talk to you at home. I sure don't want to talk to you at work.
That's
I
crazy.
remember being so annoyed about that.
That's wild. Yeah. So we had it coming to us for sure. And two, marriage is so much of a mirror, bro. Like where we think marriage is like where a place where that person is just created to please you, but in reality, I think marriage is a mirror to show us who we are, so that we can be more like Christ.
Absolutely.
Right? And I didn't see that in the beginning, right? So you got this like young, super selfish. You know, we got married at 21.
So I just want to point this out. Just because you get married doesn't make you an adult. Like we were literally children.
Yeah. So you got this young, super selfish.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, I'm 22, I'm not a kid. Yes, you are.
Right.
Yes, you are.
Right.
Your frontal lobe is not developed. Yes, you are.
Right. So you got this young, super selfish boy.
And this young, super spoiled little girl.
You know what I'm saying? And you put them together. And at first, it's like this finger pointing thing. We're like, you need to get better. You need to get better. And here's the thing. We both had Jesus, right?
Yeah, we both really needed to get better.
But we both really needed Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
and I don't really think people know how selfish they are until they're in marriage. And like, if you actually are open to it, like Holy Spirit started to show me how selfish I was.
Sure.
Right? That was like one of the first big lessons that I learned. It's like, Don, you are extremely selfish and you didn't even see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's hard to see in singleness, but when you got one car and you ain't got a lot of money and then you're just doing everything that you want to do, it's not hard.
It really shines a light on it for sure.
100%. So we was working at Cracker Barrel doing our thing. I get fired from Cracker Barrel, which is a whole story.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, that could be a whole episode on its own, because I was unrightfully fired. But that happened, and then I start working for a recovery home in our hometown called Recovery Plus for Women, a place that my mom is a therapist, so she's a mental health counselor. So I was raised by a therapist. So if that tells you anything.
Actually, what's crazy about that is that we both worked for your mom too.
Yeah, we both worked for her for a while
for a little
too.
bit.
Yeah. So and that can cause, drama too. And so we did that for a while.
And then in 2019 we got like guardianship of two little boys.
Yep.
The boys were 2 years old and 7 months old when they came to live with us. And they lived with us for a year. And we thought that we were going to keep the boys. And they went back to live with their mom, which is great. We love reunification. But it was very challenging to lose 2 kids overnight. I mean, that was just heartbreaking.
Especially whenever you're building your life with the expectation that they're going to be around.
Yep.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like we were building our life.
So if you ever see like videos of us or, photos of us with 2 little boys, those are the boys. Now they're 7 and 8, but we still, we get them all. Lord, they've been here for 4 days.
Yeah.
We get them all the time.
All the time. We love them and they're always available.
Yeah.
I see them as like my children.
Absolutely.
Even though they're not my blood children. So
yeah, we love the boys.
We love them.
So we lost the boys in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. Or in 2021, my grandpa died.
And my mom almost died.
Yep.
In the hospital. And
then 2022 was kind of a chill year, I feel like. Up until we noticed that spot on your breast. And then we went into 2023 trying to figure out what's wrong with Donovan.
Yep.
In 2023, we got...
Cancer.
Yeah.
We found out cancer.
So to say that we've walked through a lot of hard things, I think would be an understatement. I think we've...
On top of like church hurt. On top of...
Yeah.
There's other things in there.
I think that there's things that like... you experience as an individual that's difficult, but then whenever you continue to experience, it's not a joke at all, I say it all the time, I'm like, for like a 4-year period, my life was just like a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
And so I had to really walk through a season where I had to intentionally sit with every hurt, every heartbreak and say, I am not going to be depressed about this. I'm going to have to sit through this hurt, let God heal it, and I'm going to have to relearn who I think God is.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
and I think in the end, like, I remember whenever I got diagnosed with cancer, one of the things God said to me is like, Don, I want you to fight back, right? And I think this is one of the ways this podcast is one of the ways. Back. 100%. It's like, Don's healthier again. He's always wanted to do a podcast, and the reason that I want my wife to be a part of this podcast is because she was sitting in all the rooms, hearing the doctors, hearing the diagnoses, and she was the one who stayed. You know what I'm saying? So she was the one who showed up and the one who stayed, rightfully so. And I'm like, I want to do the podcast with, if there's anybody I want to do it with, it's with you. So
I might like you a little bit.
You might like me a little bit. Is crazy.
You kind of been glazing me today. What? Like, who is she?
Glazing is wild. It's true though. So that's why we're here. Let's see how much time we got left. We got about 12 minutes left.
12 minutes.
Go ahead.
So do you want to really quick recap some of the things that we feel like the enemy has taken and things that we're trying to get back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we made a list. Of
things that cancer took from us.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. I like the way the way she's thinking. So these are the run me that's.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So these are things that we feel like the enemy got to take. I use that loosely, got to take. We feel like these are things that the enemy got to take during cancer, and now we're like, okay, now we're running that back. Everything that the enemy stole from us, run it back.
Yeah, run me that. So this is the run me that's list.
And we'll go into in depth about these probably over the course of time.
For sure. So here the first one is finances.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to turn down 12 shows, during that season. And then also, I still have about $170,000 in medical bills.
Debt. Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That someone has to pay at some point. You know what I'm saying? So.
And those are the ones that are active on our account. That doesn't count the ones that have been sent to collection.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So.
If y'all hear that, you're probably like, what, they didn't pay their bills? Literally, if you don't know anyone with cancer and you've never walked through that with anybody, you're fighting for your life, literally trying to survive. And you're just getting
bills are just showing up.
Copious amounts of mail. Yeah. And you're like, I don't even have time to deal with that because I'm puking my guts out.
Yeah. And they're just still showing up. I remember I was on a phone call last year, and I was having a conversation with the lady, and she was like, yeah, if you don't pay this, we're going to have to send this over to collections. And I'd be like, I'm getting ready to do a transplant. How am I going to survive? I'm just trying to live at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's diabolical.
And it's not that they don't care. They're just doing their job.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I believe that God can and he will give us the money to pay every single dime. I want to pay every single dime back. Just because I'm stingy like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want it all back.
So we're running back finances.
Yep. So on number 2, kids.
Yeah. So
Kids.
we lost the boys. And that was like, big heartbreak. But cancer messes with your fertility.
Yep.
And I think one thing that you wanted to comment on, we were having this conversation, is it messes with your ability to be intimate as well. Mm-hmm. And so it just kind of messes up, like...
Yeah, the medical term is erectile dysfunction. Is
well,
what
not
it can.
just that. Like, even with chemotherapy, like, you're supposed to go a certain amount of days. Yeah. Before you can be intimate. Like,
yeah. So whenever I was doing chemotherapy, they were like, yeah, don't have any sort of sexual relations. They were like, what's y'all sex life like? And we like, I mean, it's good. It's straight. and they was like,
talking about it.
Yeah, she's embarrassed a little bit. It's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? But like they were like, yeah, don't do that for a while. You know what I'm saying? So like that closeness, that intimacy, like that was absent, along with the possibility of infertility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a strong possibility.
They literally made it, like, referred us to an IVF clinic before we started chemo and said this, you need to go through these steps to preserve your ability to have children.
Yeah. So that's that's one. Let's see, ministry opportunities.
Yeah, yep. So Donovan leads worship, and I am like our kids' church leader. I would say kids' church pastor, but it's not like an official title. It's just something that I do, I think. Mm-hmm. But all throughout the transplant, like, Donovan wasn't able to lead worship. I wasn't able to invest in, like, this kids ministry.
Or local ministry. You got a whole women's conference that you want to do.
Yeah, or local ministry. I have a women's conference. We haven't done it for a couple of years now. And then even, like, that Colorado show, I mean, you had to turn that. You had to literally refund them money twice.
Yeah, I did.
So
there was a show in Colorado. They booked me again, which is crazy. But
if you're listening from Colorado,
shout out.
We'll see y'all in July.
Denver, I'm on the way. You know what I'm saying? So, but I had to reschedule it twice.
Yep.
Because the first year I was getting ready to do my transplant, and then the next year I was struggling from the transplant, and I was like, I don't need to do this. I was actually in the hospital, and I had to find a replacement the week of.
Yeah.
So I was still gonna go, and I had to find a replacement the week of. So that was those things were unfortunate, and I'm sitting there like, y'all, let's run it. I told Kayleigh, I said, I'm not leaving nothing on the table. Like, I'm not gonna let money be a hindrance to me being able to come somewhere. I'm not gonna let any of that. Like, I want to go to as many places and just share Jesus with as many people as possible. So,
and then there's one more on there.
There's 2 more things on the list.
Okay.
Yes, community.
Yeah.
Bro.
Cancer was very isolating. Mm-hmm. Very isolating.
Yes.
At one point they told us we needed to live like it was the pandemic again.
Yep.
And that's just very isolating. And then the last thing was, I think, servanthood.
Let's see. Yeah, servanthood. Mm-hmm. Being able to serve, bro. Like there's so many things that I'm like, oh, I want to help with that. Oh, I want to do that. And like you see stuff online, like I remember one thing in specific, Glowfest, right? My guy Miles Minnick does Glowfest, and I was supposed to go help with Glowfest last year, and my body just wasn't ready for it. I had a flight planned out and everything, and I ended up having to cancel it and all that stuff just because my body wasn't ready, and I just wanted to come and serve. I wasn't on the lineup. I wanted to just come and help. Yeah. And that's just how I want to. If people are doing amazing things and they're working for Jesus, I want to come help.
Be a part of it,
right? As much as I can. You know what I'm saying? So So lost a lot of those opportunities. The community and opportunities is probably the one that hurt me the most, right? Because I felt isolated. Like there was a point where I kind of just felt like, dang, I am so much of a fraction of myself that it hurts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You might have to wrap up this one and
Yep.
then answer some of your Stay Ready fam questions in the next one.
Yep.
So, if you're listening, you've listened to our first episode. Thank you so much. This is Dawn Ready.
Down ready, stay ready.
my
Hold on,
name
let me give him the good. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Young Greatness.
It's your boy Down Ready, Stay Ready, Mr. Young Greatness
If
himself.
you know, you know.
If you know, you know. You feel me?
Again, my name is Kayleigh. You can, if you're on YouTube, make sure you leave us a comment of questions that maybe you want answered, things you want more details about. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you share the podcast, like the podcast, comment, rate it. All of those things help boost this so that more people will listen. And make sure you tune in next week for another episode of Stay Ready Supply.
Let's get it.